Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny and today I have a very fun project. We are going to be planting 2 brand new shrubs from Proven Winners in the landscape. I have been highly anticipating these 2 new shrubs for quite a while now as soon as I heard that they were coming out, and today we are going to add them to the backyard garden. So what are we going to plant today? We are going to plant the brand new panicle hydrangea, the pufferfish. Pufferfish we first saw at Spring Meadow when we went to go visit them for an event this summer. Huge, massive blooms. They say think of pufferfish as a beefed up Bobo hydrangea. So if you know Bobos, they are gorgeous, pure white panicle blooms. Pufferfish is like Bobo on steroids. Gorgeous color. So I'm going to show you that, get that in the ground, and then we're going to do the Beyond Pink caryopteris. This is a fantastic shrub that gives you late season color, massive pollinator attractor. All pollinators of all shapes and sizes love this plant. And so we are going to add it to the backyard beds over here. I've got them both behind me, so I want to show you their gorgeous blooms because pufferfish has one bloom on it that has come out, and then the Beyond Pink, of course, is blooming as well. So here we have pufferfish, and you can see we've got one bloom on her right now. And hey, I'm just happy I have a bloom for this season. They're going to start out this really nice creamy color, and then they will turn a pure white into like a little bit of a lime green. And then pufferfish is so fun because what will happen is right here at the top you'll get a little boop, a little sprig that's going to pop up. This plant will be covered. If you remember the when we were at Spring Meadow, and you can see this picture, massive blooms on it. I don't have a tag that I can throw up, so I'm going to show you the tag here because it is so brand new. Let's see, here we go. There is pufferfish panicle, and it is going to be a great size because it is 3 to 5 feet tall and wide. It will go to zones 3 to 8 and sun to part shade. We are going to be putting it in the full sun, really right exactly pretty much where it is. Here we are with the fountain, of course, and I have a little lime punch here and a little lime punch here, so it'll fill in this space just beautifully. So right in here it is going to go. That is pufferfish. Now here we go to the Beyond Pink caryopteris. Let me show you the tag on that one as well. It is a type of bluebeard. It is a deciduous shrub. Gorgeous colors on it. Nice soft pink. It is going to be full sun. It is for the warmer climates, zones 7B to 9, but it's only going to be 2.5 feet tall and wide. Now, when you're planting caryopteris, they do like it dry. So dry temperatures, not dry temperatures, dry soil. So we've got really pretty pink on here. I know that these plants are huge and ready to be out of the pot because my mama came down and grabbed a couple and she was like, Jenny, the root system is extensive. They need to get in the ground. Make sure you get them nice and well watered. So we will get them well watered once we get them in the ground. The caryopteris is going to go in one of the backyard beds. Not exactly sure where it's going to go right now. We'll figure that out in a minute. But I do know where pufferfish is going to go. So we are going to start with pufferfish, get her in the ground, and get her all settled into her new home so that she can start growing and getting very happy. All right, so pufferfish is going to be 3 to 5 tall and wide. I'm not going to put it in a direct arch line with the other 2 hydrangeas right here. I am going to pull it just a smidge more towards the grass, but it's pretty simple. I mean, right, we've talked about you've planted shrubs with me a gazillion times before. There is a very large fire ant mound right here, so hopefully Brenna will stay out of it. I will avoid it so that we do not want to get bit and stung pollinator all around us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Cobra. We have talked about Cobras before. Love this. So I'm going to rake back my mulch. I've got my power planter auger. I'm going to aug my hole, dig my hole. I know we get a lot of questions about the auger and the drill. If you check our video descriptions, I always have a link for the power planter. So if you just click on that little, where our title is, and you click on the little like arrow going down, it'll pull down our whole video description and you can see all the links there. I also will have my belt listed there as well, because a lot of people are asking about that. Dig the hole, put the biotone in, and then we're gonna see what the root system looks like on this pufferfish and then get it in the ground. It's pretty simple. I do have irrigation running through here, so I do want to make sure that the irrigation is close by so that the pufferfish, of course, does get nice consistent water. All right, so pufferfish is in the ground, so yay! The soil was nice and damp right here because, like I said, we do have drip irrigation going through this bed. So it was nice and moist in here. Got the biotone in there. You'll notice I did not break up my root system because it was not root bound whatsoever. Yes, the roots had filled in the entire pot, but it was not wrapped and just like really root bound. So I don't need to break up the root system. Sometimes you can be a little too aggressive and you can actually do a little bit more harm than good. I do want to share with you, because we've talked about this before, on how to plant your shrubs in this clay soil, because that's really an important part right quick that I want to share with you. There is a little trick. So here we are right here at the base of the shrub, and you can see that the root ball is not even with the soil. It is just raised up just a little bit, especially like on, let's see if we can get around that leaf. Right here you can see that there is about an inch or so sticking up out of the ground. That is what we want, because of our clay soil, the good and the bad thing is that it holds moisture. It's really good in the summertime when you need it, but in the wintertime we don't want these plants to sit in tons of water. So what we do is we raise it up just a little bit so that the water will shed away from it. When I come back with my mulch, what I'm going to do is just come right up to it and fill in, right? So we backfill with the mulch right there, but I'm not going to cover the top of the root ball with the mulch. I don't want to come up here and like stack it up really high. We're just going to let this breathe. There's tons of contact down in the hole with the soil, with the water, with the nutrients, with the fertilizer. So just don't plant your shrubs too deep when you have thick clay soil like we do. All right, so I think I have found the final home for the Beyond Pink caryopteris. Here in the largest of the backyard beds, it is going to go in there because it is full sun, which is what you need for your caryopteris. They love the sun. They need well-draining soil. I have got echinaceas right in front of where it's gonna go. So the echinaceas, are doing really well. We're going to dance with the sun here a little bit. The echinaceas here are doing excellent and doing wonderful. So clearly it's not too wet, but you can see back here, this is where the caryopteris is going to go. I have her positioned. This is a Harry Lauder walking stick right here. I have white muley grass. There's 3 of them over there. You will see the pugster pinker. This is a really nice, vibrant pink butterfly bush. It too wants well-draining soil. You can see how happy and beautiful she is. So I feel really confident in putting this caryopteris right here. Yes, I do have some peonies back here in the back, but peonies are, of course, a spring bloomer, and so they will be nice and full and lush during the spring, whereas the caryopteris will just be emerging from dormancy. So we're going to have a staggered effect here as far as spring bloomer, late summer bloomer, so that will all work out well. And then, of course, the vertigo grass is an annual. I probably will not put this one back again next year because my other shrubs are going to be growing. I'm probably going to move to a perennial grass. So don't let the size of this vertigo mess you up as far as the placement of the caryopteris. Okay, so basically we're just gonna rinse and repeat what we do with all of our other shrubs as far as planting goes with the caryopteris. Definitely because it likes it to be dry and well draining, I am gonna make sure that my hole is not too deep so that the Beyond Pink can be raised up a bit. I was reading on Proven Winners website and they said the best way to kill your caryopteris is to have it too wet and to have for it to get too cold in the wintertime, because this is a zone 7B to 9, I believe, if I'm correct. So that's why I most definitely want to put this in my hottest spot of my garden. This space gets sun up to sundown, full sun, nice and warm right here. Again, I know that this Puckster Pinker is doing really, really well. They have such similar growing conditions that they need. So I feel very confident putting it in here, and I know that the pollinators are just gonna go nuts over this thing. So we're gonna get the hole dug. Brenda's inspecting it for me. Get the hole dug, get the biotone in, and then get her out, see what her root system looks like to see if we need to do anything there. All right, I'm gonna show you this. When you're looking at this root system, can you see how the roots are all, there's like basically a mat of roots here at the bottom. This is an area, she's so proud, she just found the pot. So this is what you would consider roots that need to be loosened up, shall we say. They need to be coaxed and moved around a little bit. So this is where your hoary can come in really nice. I do want to be careful with this because caryopteris can have some brittle, some tender limbs in it. So I can't totally manhandle this as maybe I would want to. You can turn it upside down and then just, get at all your aggressions. So we're gonna just slice them, twist. You want to break up these roots because you want to encourage new growth. So that's why we do this, and to break up these roots, because once you cut them, then it's kind of like, oh, I've been damaged, so I need to grow. And that's what we want, to get them nice and growing into their new home in the soil, so that they really send out those roots and are very happy. I do have a Beyond Pink over in the trial garden. Spring Meadows sent me one, late winter, early spring, and it is stunning. No water, as far as no irrigation. I'm sure we watered it a couple of times when we put it in, but it has no irrigation. It's just been rain, and it is stunning. So they do like it dry. All right, get her in, get her snugged in, get some soil around her. She'll be good to go. All right, my friends, both the pufferfish and the Beyond Pink are in their final homes, and I really couldn't be happier with how they turned out. Here we are closer to the caryopteris, so let me show you that one. And let's just talk a little bit about maintenance on these shrubs that we just put in. First of all, you can see how nice she looks. I really like the contrast of the real soft pink of the caryopteris and the hotter pink of the Puckster butterfly bush. These beds, truly back here in the back, are my fun beds. I love color. I want 4 seasons of interest. So having something that comes in late summer, early fall and blooming pairs really nicely with the echinacea in here as far as bloom time, pollinator attractors. Just really happy with how they are doing. This is the firefinch. What is this thing called? Firefinch echinacea. Oh my word, y'all, I think I need another cup of coffee. Firefinch echinacea from Proven Winners. Just look at the color on that, and the plants have just grown by leaps and bounds. I will leave these seed heads on here so that the finches can come in and eat. Maintenance on caryopteris: dry, not a lot of water, hottest part of your garden so that it is protected in the winter from any like extreme cold temperatures. And then late winter, early spring, you want to prune it back pretty hard, pretty severe. Brenna is going up there to show you how beautiful it is. And oh, look at that, she's posing for us. So prune it back really hard once you start to see some, she's smelling the flowers. I don't think they really smell, but she's trying. Prune it back really hard when you see new growth because it is deciduous, so it will lose all of its leaves. That is a good thing because it blooms on new growth. So, you know, if it's damaged, say you have a almost 1-year-old German Shepherd puppy that, you know, were to take out a section of it, it's okay. Next year, when it, you know, especially this time of year, it's not a problem because it will be just fine and regrow. So that is the caryopteris. And, come on, out we go. Hey, she was getting a little too, she's getting a little too close and comfortable with that Beyond Pink. Now, we're gonna move up here. I'm going to show you a couple of things on how some plants are doing, and we're going to make our way back up to the pufferfish. But if you will remember, we planted some new, to me, lavender. This is phenomenal lavender. You know that I struggle with lavender here because we're so hot and humid and our clay soil, but I'm really impressed with how these clumps are doing very, very nicely. I mean, that one has grown a ton. So extremely happy on that. And then the Incrediballs are still in their sad state. My plan is to take the new gardenia from Proven Winners, the Steady As She Goes, and replace those and put the gardenias there and move the Incrediballs. So they have not really shown a lot of improvement, but when I snip on the limbs, it is green inside. So they're not dead. So that's good. And then if you remember when we were here with those, we went ahead and sheared back the double plate doozy spirea, and they have flushed back out with new growth. Look at that. Such a sweet hot pink bloom on that, doing really nicely. So we got another flush, and I did go ahead and just pull out the Mini Vista White petunias. It was just time. And then of course, my favorite new plant I think of the season this year is the Summerific Lilac Crush. These plants have just been spectacular. Look at that bloom. A beautiful soft lavender. Here's my hand for reference on size. Nice, massive, have just done great and are performing, as I say, their heads off, just doing so nicely. And it all ties in really nice with the patio and all the other areas back here. And then of course here is pufferfish. You see how she's almost like glowing right now? Of course, those new blooms, nice, gorgeous bright white. It's going to be really pretty here. Basically all of these hydrangeas are going to be, the final mature size will be the same. So the pufferfish here in the middle will be kind of an accent. It is right there at the fountain. Fountain is doing great. Just like other panicle hydrangeas, I will go ahead and take pufferfish in late winter, early spring, and trim it back by 1/3 of the total plant size, because your panicle hydrangeas do love the sun. They bloom on new growth, which is fantastic because that means you're guaranteed blooms every single year. So yay for that. And you can prune them so you can keep them manageable in the size that you want. So pufferfish is going to be really fun here. It's going to have, because basically when they're all blooming, they'll be more on a, obviously a consistent schedule. That they will all have that same shade of white, then they'll all mature to that kind of that limey color, and just be gorgeous here. But super, super excited about that. And this whole area it's amazing what it has done and grown in the last year. It's crazy. So as always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.